morning, everyone. Actually, it's good afternoon because it's taken us that long to get going. However, welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I am Helen.
We are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow, and we have just given the dogs treats. Drew is eating hers the way she is supposed to. Hugo has paced off with it. We're not quite sure what he's doing with it.
He's wandering around with it sticking out of his mouth. He really wants to take it outside and bury it.
But we're not going to let him do that because this is a good treat and he needs to eat it. Eat it, Hugo.
I'll give us 2 minutes before we're pausing this to go let Hugo outside, but that's just me.
Let's see how this goes, shall we? Welcome. It is Friday. Today is Friday, June 3rd.
Yes.
3rd. Yes, June 3rd. There you go. And thank you, everybody who has come in and bought from our last podcast when we did the live extravaganza. Released our new colors and bags. Thank you to everybody who has come and purchased from that. We will be sending them out by next week.
Yes, yeah. And on that note, we will be closing the pre-orders on the yarn tonight.
And the bags. Yarn and bags today.
Yeah, those will be closing today, and we will be dyeing more than what was ordered, so there'll be more in it'll still be available in the shop. But if you were thinking, oh, I want a sweater quantity of that or whatever, and you had a specific number in mind, it would be do it today because it's going to be just what's left
Right.
afterwards. So
Right.
after we dye this weekend.
Yeah.
So
This weekend is the weekend. We are dying, and then our staycation starts next Friday. Very excited.
Yes.
Very, very excited. All right. So anyway, we have some things to show you, some things to talk about. Fun things. He's coming downstairs with it now. He went upstairs with it, and now he's coming back downstairs. Keep going. Just keep going. All right. So where should we start?
should we just get all the admin out?
Sure. Go ahead.
So for those of you who've been following us for a bit, we have since he's back, and now it's sticking out of the side of his mouth like a cigar.
Hey, man. Come here. Come here, Hugo. Hey. No. I'll be right back.
Surprise.
Okay, there is a squirrel out in the backyard that is practicing parkour that didn't know that it could do the actions that it actually did. It was bouncing from tree to tree. Oh, man. All right. Anyway.
Okay.
Admin.
Okay, so since last year, we have, on a almost monthly basis, we offered a animal guide box where you get a mystery skein of yarn based on an animal
Of our choosing.
Yes, which you know ahead of time, and then you can choose to do just the yarn, or you can do the yarn and the goodies, and they're little small things that are go with the animal of our choosing.
There you go.
So we are finally coming back with it after a couple month hiatus. So the animal
6 months. The last one we did was December.
was it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That was not good.
Okay.
However,
Yeah.
we're back.
Yeah. So animal guide boxes are back. Second half of the year.
Yeah.
So this month for June, the animal is going to be the dragonfly.
We had a lovely morning.
Yes.
Picking out all the goodies that are going inside
Right.
it.
So it's going to be a really fun box with lots of little goodies. So that is available now in the shop.
Yes.
We'll leave it open for, well, actually, we have a select amount that we can do, and it will be open until the select amount goes.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're interested,
Right.
we have it listed as you can get it in fingering, DK, or sweater. So you can get any of those three yarn weights, and you can either do them yarn alone or yarn with box.
Right.
All right. And I had a thought and it's gone.
A big brain of yours. Thoughts just get lost in there.
They do. It'll make its way back.
Right.
At some point. Probably at about 2 o'clock this morning. Anyway. Okay. Dragonfly. That's the animal. That's what we're doing. It's going to be really pretty.
Yes.
And I have an idea for the yarn. And it's going to be really gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. All right.
Okay.
Onward. Any other admin?
I think that's it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. Are you guys ready for the Helen Stewart knit along? a lot of you bought Helen Store kits.
Yeah.
So those, we've gotten those out as quickly as we possibly could so that you have plenty of time to get them. And I have to cake mine.
Yeah, the last ones to go out are the couple that bought from the release this week, and those will go out tomorrow. And so you should have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Before
I have to cake that up. I've got to cake up my yarn for my knit along. I mean, I have 7 skeins of yarn to cake up. This is a lot.
Yes, it is.
I should do them just like 2 at a time.
Yeah, just a couple at a time.
So much to do. Okay, let's get on to good stuff.
Okay.
All right, what are we doing?
I have a finish. I actually finished 2 things. I finished a book, and I finished a shawl. Most
Both?
importantly.
Within the last 24 hours.
Right.
Or actually 48 hours,
48,
I guess, for
yeah,
the shawl.
because the shawl I finished. But I did finish blocking it this morning.
Yeah.
So this is the Bloom and Grow shawl that I started in Daydream, which was our Maryland 2022 color. It is a DK weight shawl, and it takes a good 3 skeins of yarn. So it is a nice big DK weight shawl. Look at how pretty this is.
Okay, we need to get this up close.
Oh, no, I want them to see the ruffle first.
Oh, the ruffle. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Because I wanted them to see the shimmer.
Yeah.
This yarn shimmers. It is beautiful.
It's a quick knit, despite the fact that it's 3 skeins of DK, but it is, because it's 3 skeins of DK, it knits up quickly. It's a really fun knit. I would have knit it much faster. Just
Life.
You all know what our life has been like. So, but there's the middle section, just so much fun. And then it's just kind of some stockinette.
Garter stripe here or there.
With a garter stripe, yep. And then the ruffle, because you do a giant increase after the middle section so that it's disproportionate, so there's a little bit of a ruffle to go with it. It's just so, so pretty. And then the bind off is a very simple knit 2 through the back loop with the stitch back on the needle.
Okay.
Bind off, but it's just such a pretty edge. Simple, but pretty. So
Really, really gorgeous.
yeah. So I'm really very, very pleased with this.
I love the way the pink is there, the blue is there, and when they overlap, it makes just like this lilac-y color. Oh,
Yeah.
It is so, so pretty.
So I highly recommend the pattern. Obviously, I highly recommend the yarn. But the pattern, if you've got a couple skeins of variegated yarn in DK that you don't know what to do with, I would suggest, and you could knit it in fingering too if you want to. It's just going to be a little bit drapier.
Right.
But yeah, it's a great shawl for a variegated yarn because it lets the variegated yarn shine, but then also there's the different stitches, so you are entertained as well while you're knitting, so you're not just knitting a garter or a stockinette. So
it is beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, really beautiful.
sits very nicely on the shoulders. And we were taking pictures outside. I do not wear shawls like this normally, but it's a, surprisingly enough, slightly chilly morning. And it was just perfect on my shoulders like this for this kind of day. So there you go.
So pretty.
Bloom and Grow shawl. I will put links to everything down below. The shawl, the yarn, because we do still have DK in Daydream left.
Yes.
So, there you go. I love finishing things. I feel so accomplished.
Gorgeous.
I have just stalled out on everything recently.
Did you even block in your ends? Did you weave in your ends?
I wove in my, look at this.
Oh, look at that. There's not an end to be seen.
Yeah. Which is not my forte.
Yeah. So nicely done.
Yeah.
All right then. Check.
Yep. Get to move on to the next thing.
Yep. All right.
Finishing things. I'm not starting new things. Helen Stewart.
I am. However, I did see what shape the shawl is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be the deep crescent like that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure you even want to do it because you don't like that shawl. I am in the middle of a row, which I did not realize. I could have done something about that. All right, this is my intertwinement shawl. The pattern is by Leanne Petropolis by Yaya Black Sheep. And I am doing it in Every Day is Mountain Day, box lunches, and apple picking. And since the last time I showed this to you, I have finished quite a bit. I actually think I am on my last section. I was going to do some more, but I think I'm going to call it quits because I think this is going to be big enough.
Oh yeah, you've got quite a big shawl.
Yeah. I could keep going if I wanted to.
Because you still have yarn left.
Yes. I still have that much left of each of them. This is fingering weight. It takes 3 skeins. And I could take it down to the bitter end, but
you have other things you want to do.
I do.
And it's a perfectly sizable shawl.
Yeah, it's a really good, nice big shawl. So this, I think I'm going to do the last section. That's the finishing off, and then I will be casting off.
The stripe of apple picking and box lunches, you all know I'm not a brown person, but look at how pretty that is.
And then look at, this is my favorite section, the stitches with Every Day is Mountain Day and box lunches. Because I love brown with fall colors.
Yeah.
So I think, and here I was doing a pattern with apple picking and Mountain Day. That's just...
So talk about the shawl, because I'm going to show the differences. So you talk about the shawl, and I'm going to go grab the one Beth did for us.
Oh, okay. So with this shawl, you get a booklet that has the instructions in it and a deck of cards, and you turn the cards over, and if you get a 2, you're supposed to do the instructions that go with a 2, and if you could get a 4, you do the instructions that go with a 4. At the end, I stopped picking numbers and started doing sections that I hadn't done yet, so that I made sure that I got at least one of each section in the shawl. So that this, when I use it as a sample for the booth, I will be able to show that all the sections have been done. So this is mine.
So now this, Beth sample knit this for us so that we would have it at Maryland to show with the kits. So this is the winter version.
So those of you that got the winter version, this is what you're going to get.
But, I mean, this is the end. Look at how huge this is.
Yeah. Don't know that mine's going to be, I don't know if mine's going to be that big or not.
Well, she gave us a lot less yarn back.
Yeah.
So
maybe I should keep going. Oh, I don't know.
No, I think it's fine.
Don't know. Oh my God, she did so much more.
No. Because look.
Oh.
It's about here, and it's like another 3 sections. Plus, she's also knitting in she's a lot looser than you are. So that's part of why.
I don't know that she is that much looser than me.
I just love that everybody gets a different shawl.
Yeah.
It's your shawl. Do what you want.
I will make up my mind.
Maybe keep going over the weekend and see where you get to.
Yeah. See how far I get. Anyway, that's where I am so far. Decisions.
Oh, yeah.
I will make up my mind, and you will see it next week.
Right.
You will see if it is either finished or still on the needles.
Depends on what happens this weekend to strike our fancy.
Yep. Okay.
But you will be done by staycation.
Yes. Done by staycation because I've got to start Helen Stewart next week.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so shall we talk books?
Sure.
Let's talk books.
It's too warm. Beth, I love your shawl. But it's June.
Okay. This past month, in May, I finished a couple of books, and I had two that were right up there with the 5 stars. Not exactly 5 stars, but I think, let me see. That one I did give 5 stars too. Okay. So I had some really good books and I had some books. The first one I finished was The Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. You know how we feel about Station 11. We love The Glass Hotel as well. This one is so good.
I'm charging my Kindle even now.
It is so
I'm going to start it.
It's different. It's very different, which is, her books are different. This one,
she just has a totally different storytelling style.
Yeah.
And a beautiful writing style.
Oh my God.
So.
And there are bits and pieces of people that you're reading along. You're like, wait a minute, I know you. So that they pop in and out. It's really, really cool. Really cool. The whole premise is very, very, very different. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I know some people were kind of upset with the way it wound up. I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. I really, really loved the ending so much. So this one got 4.75 stars for me because it just wasn't The House on the Cerulean Sea.
That's a problem when you have a book like that. Because I was reading the book I just finished and I'm like, okay, I really enjoyed this book, but
yeah,
nowhere near the Cerulean Sea, so it doesn't even come close to 5 stars.
So this one I gave 4.75 stars. It was so different and intriguing. I really did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Cool.
Do you want to talk about? Oh, okay. Then the other one, and one of these I actually did give 5 stars to. This is the Heartstopper quartet. There's actually, I think, going to be a 5th one. It is a graphic novel, so if that is something that is going to be a problem for you, this is not the book for you. But these books, I went through all 4 of these in no time. Absolute no time. They're they're close to 300 pages each, and I just blew through them in like half an hour. Charlie is 14. He's in year 10 in British public schools, and he's 14. He was outed last year at school for being gay, and he was bullied really badly until some older boys stood up for him, and but he's still kind of leery and that kind of thing, and he gets put into a class with some year 11s, and he sits next to Nick, who is a rugby player, and they become friends, and then they become more than friends. It is a wonderful, wonderful book. This one, I think I gave 4.5 stars. Book 2, I gave 5 stars to because I smiled my entire way through it. I love these characters so much. I care what happens to them. There are other things that are happening, but it's just, they're wonderful, wonderful books. They're 14, 15, 16-year-old boys who are coming to terms with their sexuality. There are trans students in this series. They're gay students. They're heterosexual students. It's a school. Covers the span. Their interactions with each other are just wonderful. There is some bullying that goes on with it, and there are some other issues, so that if he has some mental things that are going on, Charlie has some mental things that are going on, so if that's a trigger for you or anything like that, just look into it before you start. But it's just, you care so much about these boys that you want them to be happy, and you want them to be just, in a healthy relationship, and I love these people very, very much. So I recommend these. They are by Alice Oseman, And I got the first one in a paperback. I was going to get the second and third one in a paperback too, but the second one wasn't available. So then I just downloaded 2, 3, and 4 onto my Kindle and just ran through them so quickly. So really, really, really good books. I love these books. So those are my book choices for the month of May.
Very cool. I can't wait to read them. So I have been in a absolute reading malaise. Is the best word for it. I have allowed the TikTok to
Oh my God, the TikTok
consume my reading time, which is terrible, and I have to force myself not to allow that to happen. Because most of my reading time is at night before I go to bed, or maybe first thing in the morning. And I get lazy, I let my brain get lazy, and I just scroll through, and then I get mad at myself because I've just been mindlessly scrolling. So anyway, this is my inner war with the talk. So. Finally this week I'm just like, no. After a certain point, no more phone. I'm going to read. I love to read, and I love reading, just sitting and immersing myself in a book.
Which is what we both did this morning.
Right. So I finished my book this morning. I came out late, and I'm just like, okay, well, the good news is I finally finished the book.
And I sat.
We're not going to get a lot of work done, but I finally finished the book.
I was sitting on the back porch, and I'm like, oh, good, because I did too.
So the book I finished is A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. This was one of our Illumicrate books. So if you have seen this book with a different cover, that is why. Illumicrate has different editions, because we get the fancy end papers. Anyway,
The gorgeous end papers.
This one is just in particular. And having read the book, it just means that much more seeing them. It's a really good book, and I was saying that I was going back and forth. I knew it wasn't a 5-star, but I was thinking maybe I'll give it a 4.5. But then I just went with a 4. Because it's not that close to the Cerulean Sea. But it is very obviously going to be a series. They left it open-ended, but not like cliffhangery. So you can read it and wait for the series. You want to wait for the series to see how the story plays out. It's based on a Scottish myth, I believe, but it's an enchanted island in Scotland. It's got fairies and magic and that kind of thing.
All good things.
Yeah, it is. And the characters are really, really liked all the characters. And there's not one in particular like, oh my God, I love this character. But you just really like all the characters, and you're very interested to see how this whole thing is going to play out.
Okay.
So yeah, I recommend River Enchanted.
I will take that.
Rebecca Ross.
Thank you very much. I will give you this. And I will take this one because I just finished a book.
Right.
And I need a new book to read.
And I have I pulled out my Kindle, and I'm like, oh, it's dead. And I'm going to download the Sea of Tranquility to my Kindle and do that.
Okay.
But in the
This
meantime,
one
I will
is
do Heartstopper. It will be something quick I can do while
fast,
eating
fast.
kind of thing.
Yeah. So enjoyable.
Yeah.
Really, really like them. Okay. All right.
So anyway,
There you go. Some books.
Yeah.
Some knitting. Good things.
Yeah.
A mystery box. What more could you want? Really?
It's just
Yeah. A plethora.
brimming with content.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that just about does it.
I think so. Yeah. So.
All right. We hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It is going to be absolutely gorgeous here. So,
Yes, my weather app said for tomorrow, a beautiful day to be outside. So we have decided we are not dying tomorrow.
nope, not dyeing yarn tomorrow. We will dye on Sunday. And,
We will enjoy the beautiful weather.
yep. I now have a book.
Right.
And I have a chair. And I have a dog who loves to spend time outside. So this is the perfect weather to sit outside and read a book.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
We might try and get some packing and orders out the door.
I
Work.
suppose.
But we'll do that in the morning before the mailman comes, and then the afternoon is ours.
Right.
Which is a lovely way to spend the Saturday.
Yes, it is.
All right. Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Go forth and create.
We will see you on Monday. Bye. Bye.
Oh, yeah, I got my hair cut.